What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another From Screen to Shelf review. This time, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to go a little far back to a rather harder to find collector's item for the Ghostbusters Ultimate Collector's Edition set. This one was a highly coveted item whenever it came out, and I've been very fortunate to have it. And surprisingly, there's not a ton of unboxing or showcasing videos of this particular set out there. So without further ado, my name is Chase. We're going to take a look at the box, come back, give you my thoughts, and then we shall rate everything inside the package. See you soon. All right, guys, we have the Ghostbusters 4K. I forget the exact terminology of this one. Ultimate Collection, I guess you can say. This guy was relatively hard to get. I almost didn't get this. My pre-order was delayed by a little while. Super happy I got it because it was relatively hard to find, or it still is. It's one of my favorite things on my shelf. Here's a 360 view, J card, and then the list of the special features, because it does come with 1, 2, and Afterlife, with a digital of the Who You Gonna Call, I believe is what the all-female cast one is referred to as. But without further ado, let's take a look at this bad boy. And then there's this. That's what that looks like. Let's set that over here to the side and bring this hefty one right over here. So, pretty sturdy cardboard. It looks really nice. One of my favorite things on my shelf. Oh, look at that. Take out that little piece of cardboard right there. And then we have some exclusive slipcover art. Love that. And these are the ones that do come with Dolby Vision. Ghostbusters 2. Yeah. And then Afterlife. I actually was a pretty big fan of this movie. Thought it was really endearing, very well done. Right there, just like that. Nice special features bonus disc. I was trying to take it out like a little slipcase. Looks really nice. Very, very solid. Making Ghostbusters. Yeah, don't worry, those have already been redeemed. A nice little book. I actually didn't check this out at all. I totally forgot this came in that. But it's got some pretty solid stuff in there. It's got some things breaking down the script, some behind the scenes photos, some information on how the practical effects were done. The screenplay by Dan Aykroyd, and the complete shooting script. Annotated by the directors. With some really, really awesome behind the scenes footage. And this is the coolest part of this right here. Haha, look at that. Doesn't that look so cool? That pops and it radiates. Just looks really good. Nice and green. Yeah, that looks killer. One of my favorite sets over there. Looks really awesome. What is this for? I never noticed that. I actually never noticed that. Learn something new about your little collector set every day. Oh, voila, there you go. So it does come with all of these. Comes with the screenplay with some annotated behind the scenes, I guess you can say. Like I said, some of these mention the practical effects in there, how things are meant to be done and stuff. So that is the Ghostbusters Ultimate Collection. One more time, look at that. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. That is such a beautiful box set. I cannot give it enough praise. It's probably my first, maybe second, up there with my Superman Steelbook set. Second favorite, first favorite thing on my entire shelf. It just looks great on the shelf. It's easily able to be placed into it. It looks awesome in like a little, like if you have some space right here, it looks really good right there. But I keep it actually on the other side of where I'm filming at the very top of that shelf over there. So yeah, it just looks awesome. I can't give it enough praise. It's beautiful. I wish it was more easily obtainable for people. I wish it wasn't super limited. But we're gonna flow past that, past the boxing. You already got to look at it. You can't say enough good things about it. You already know how I feel about it. So now we're gonna go into the movies, what's in the package, everything like that within itself, because it is rather loaded. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is going to be the transfers themselves across the 3 films that come in it. Technically it comes with 4, 3 on disc, 1 on digital. Technically comes with all 4 on digital as well. Comes with the little Movies Anywhere code. So the very first one, all of these have Dolby Vision, and as far as I'm aware, this is the only pressing where you can get the Dolby Vision on the discs, which is pretty cool, I guess, for the people that have it. Brings it up there a little bit with, like, I don't know, sentimental value or like personal value, you know, getting that in this set. But again, that's where it kind of, you know, it sucks because it was pretty hard to get. I even almost canceled my pre-order thinking I'd pick it up later, and I'm pretty sure only pre-orders were fulfilled, and even some had theirs canceled. So very fortunate to have it. The very first film, timeless classic. Absolutely love it. Now, when it comes to the transfer itself, leaves a little bit to be desired. You know, I know there's some people that kind of stand by it, but it does not necessarily look the best. I kind of wish it would have gotten a little bit more love on it. Hopefully, maybe we get another redo on the master with the way that technology has advanced, because this was a very early Sony 4K title, the way that it came out and everything like that. So technology has absolutely advanced a lot since then. So thinking maybe, you know, there's a lot of film grain in there, which, you know, I know film grain is detail, and I'm a film grain buff. I don't have anything against it, but it can be a little bit jarring at points. It really is kind of distracting to a degree. So this is kind of going to be, I don't know about a hot take. I've kind of seen some people say this within the community, but Ghostbusters, surprisingly, you know, the older I get and the more I watch it, it's a great movie, but it doesn't hold up with the times as well as I would like it to. Again, timeless classic, but yeah, you know, it's not as enthralling as it was whenever I was younger. You know, whenever I was a younger lad, you know, and digesting these movies, it was rather. It's not a hard watch at all. It's still great, everything like that. I'm not trying to say that, you know, this movie is not what you remember. It's not like Space Jam, right? You know, I love that movie, but you know, that's probably something that should stick into your childhood and stay there. But yeah, the film itself, or the transfer itself, does leave a little bit to be desired. It has a great sound mixing, has a great audio track. That's really cool about that. And pretty much the same thing plays into Ghostbusters 2, right? So Ghostbusters 2 pretty much has the same flaws that I was talking about. It's not the best, most presentable transfer out there. It looks solid, but it still leaves a little bit to be desired, to the point where I would like to see another re-release of this, you know, another retransfer, redo, whatever you want to call it. Take the original camera negative, if that's still around. I don't know if this was necessarily done with an inner positive. I'd have to assume, with how highly coveted this was at the time, that they probably held that film reel near and dear and close to them for times like this, because Ghostbusters has always been a staple of home media. You know, it's been a pretty sought after title. It's usually one of those first ones that gets a redo, a collector's, or anything like that. I also want to say, along with like the Spider-Man trilogy, this was one of those first ones that when Sony was going through the Blu-ray phase of doing 4K remasters, then downsampling it to 1080p on a disc, that this was one of those first titles. I believe it came in a media book, if I remember right, kind of in lieu of like Spider-Man back in that time frame. I think that was like a 2-year little time frame between the bridge between Blu-ray and 4K that they were doing that to kind of push what 1080p is known to do, right? The sound mixing sounds awesome on both of these films. I can't give those enough praise. I really, really can't. The audio is really, really solid. I have no complaints in any department on that one. So yeah, that's the cool part about that one. But again, Ghostbusters 2, I actually rather like that one. I don't think it's a bad movie by any means, but I do still think that my statement earlier stands true, where these, again, they are relatively timeless classics, but as time goes on, or as we age, I feel like maybe they aren't as digestible as they were whenever we were younger, or the nostalgia factor is kind of what carries us a little bit. And again, this is coming from a big Ghostbusters fan, right? Which leads me into, I'll go ahead and talk about it because it came with the 4K digital. I believe it's now referred to as Ghostbusters Answer the Call, or Who You Gonna Call. The all-female cast with Kate McKinnon, McCarthy, golly, why is her name escaping me? She's great. All of them are great in that movie. I think I'm one of the few people that actually liked that movie. I think the cast had a great amount of camaraderie. They had a lot going on for them, so it was definitely really solid, really, really fun. I didn't find it bad at all. Definitely, again, left a little bit to be desired in some departments, but I just really don't see the flack and why it caught the flack that it did at that time, right? So Answer the Call, Who You Gonna Call, whatever it's referred to as, but I believe it's Ghostbusters 2016, the all-female cast. Had a lot of fun with that. All kooky, all goofy, all zany, all there, right? Now, I am going to get into... I actually like this movie. I know some people didn't, some people did. Ghostbusters Afterlife. I had a great time with that. An amazing time with that. The audio, the visuals, everything about it, the story, the cast, the way it was presented, the pacing, Paul Rudd, the way that it calls back to legacy characters in the best way without shoving it down your throat. The new cast in there, the new Ghostbusters, I guess you could say, they're great. It was really, really fun. By far not a perfect movie, but just like the other Ghostbusters movies, they're fun, you know? They are great. Really, really like them. And that's the cool part about these movies, you know? No matter what complaints you have about them, I don't see how you couldn't at least take some type of fun factor about it, especially whenever you have Stay Puft, a giant marshmallow gooing up the whole city. They're just fun, right? They're just great. And Afterlife, as a whole, I'm going to give this entire package, including the special features, right? I'm going to give it a high recommendation for what I'm about to talk about now. If you're a Ghostbusters mega fan, a huge fan even, or even relatively a fan, this has to be in your collection no matter how you have to get it. You know, I've seen it pop up sometimes for a decent price. Still not easily attainable, but, you know, for what you get in the package, you get over 20 hours of special features. And as I showed in the showcasing and the unboxing video of it, it comes with with like scribbles and notes from the writers and the directors and everything, the entire screenplay in a little booklet. That's awesome. That's the cool factor itself. But that special features disc has over 20 hours of special features and behind the scenes footage. That's insane. You know, for any Ghostbusters fan, that is insane. I've only had the chance to check out a couple of them. It gave you a little bit of insight into how some things were shot, some practical effects. But I mean, there's so many. That's like, you know, weeks and weeks of trying to get through that special features disc. And hopefully one day I make it through that. But yeah, a great package overall. I cannot recommend this enough. If you're able to find it, if you're able to trade for it, if you're able to swap for it, whatever you want to do. But if you're even remotely a Ghostbusters collector, a fan, this has to be in your collection. Plain and simple. The way that the box looks, the way that it's presented, what you get in there, and especially I want to say this retail for just over $100, maybe $120 pushing it. It's been out for a while, which is kind of surprising why I chose to do this video. I just figured it'd be kind of cool for everybody to see this because not a lot of people were able to get it that actually wanted it, right? So 10 out of 10 package. This is one of the best collector's editions I've ever seen hit the market. If you, like I keep saying, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, this has to be up on your shelf somewhere. This has to be. And it's a great time from beginning to end, a thrilling ride. And yeah, that's going to really conclude that. 10 out of 10. The movie's fun. Like I said, the nostalgia factor might hit a little hard whenever you're watching these, but they're still fun. They're not bad movies by any means, but as I get older, you know, I don't find them as fun as I did growing up. I thought they were the greatest movies ever made as I was growing up. That's definitely not the case now, especially as I expanded my taste and everything like that. But these are timeless classics with the fun factors ramped up to 10. It's just, you know, the childhood imagination goes wild whenever you're watching this type of stuff, because who doesn't want to be a Ghostbuster after watching that, right? So without further ado, that's going to go ahead and conclude this. Again, my name is Chase. I make up one of the 3 fellas that does this channel on here. Please like, comment, subscribe. We love interacting with you guys. You know, all the love, the support, everything that we've been seeing lately, it's been absolutely mind-blowing. You know, all of the positive messages, the criticism, everything like that. It just helps us go further, better, faster, stronger, as Daft Punk likes to say. So without further ado, that's going to go ahead and conclude this. See you guys next time.